Have you wondered why you continue with life as usual, even though you are not experiencing enough happiness, and you know you want things to be different? Your full happiness and satisfaction with life is largely based on the natural expression of yourself. That's great, you say. So why does it seem so hard to set up my life to fully express myself the way I really want? There are some also very natural and normal aspects of you that tend to block change. We all have the ability to change, as we desire, it's just that we succumb to the forces within us that seem to want things to stay as they are. A large reason for being stuck in place, suffering from anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, and stress is that you do not fully understand what you are up against and how to deal with it. Here are some of the main factors keeping you where you are. 1. Already a success. First, we need to establish that you actually are completely successful right now, whether you feel like it or not. You are always successful at living. Your current life experience is clear evidence of this. Your life experience is the result of your thoughts and actions, and you are actually always thinking and doing something, even if you call it nothing. And every thought and action has a result, an outcome that is its evidence. The question is, are you totally successful at the life you really want? If not, how can you be? The key here is to discover new thinking and behaviors that provide the outcomes you want, and replace them for what you are doing now. You can read about what could produce the results you want, but one of the most effective ways is to model what has proven to work for others. 2. Blocking change. Another important point to clarify is this: everything that exists is always in motion, constantly changing, and this should include you and I, but we seem to want the opposite, for everything to remain as much that same as possible. Plus, there is a part of our natural human thought that wants to protect us and keep us safe from any form of displeasure and even disruption. This is what most call the ego, that part of our mind that helps protect our fragile self-concept, our feeling, and the picture the ego holds of us. This ego also comes into play when you are trying to change something about yourself which it senses as uncomfortable because it is unknown or may disrupt the habits already established. The ego doesn't want you to feel uncomfortable. How can you override, go around or through the ego to make the changes you desire? With this, you will need to take command of your thinking manually yourself. Your ego has had free range up to this point, so expect the possibility some mental and emotional resistance. Developing strong, deeply seated, compelling reasons for the changes, you will find the drive to persist as you are taking command from your ego. When you find examples of what is effective for others, you gain a confidence that bolsters your determination. It feels more definite knowing that what you are attempting at least has worked for others. 3. Once a body is in motion. Science tells us it is likely to keep in motion. You keep doing the same things you have always done because that's what you know how to do. Your thought patterns, how you perceive things, and how you interpret things is all the product of years of gradual accumulation, one piece building upon another. All that you have accumulated in your mind from your experiences is what you know, and it's the basis of all your thought and action. So it's easy to see how you will likely keep operating from the same basis as you always have, because that's what you know and what you are mentally and emotionally comfortable with. And yes, even if you really want some things to be different, your mind will automatically keep using your history to shape your future. It's a lot like a mile-long train barreling down the tracks at 60 miles an hour. Once it's moving, it's hard to stop, and it's staying on the track that's already been laid. You will need to discover and implement new habits that better serve your desired outcomes. The tough part of this is that you will tend to keep filtering everything through your existing perceptions. This makes it tough to figure out exactly what to do when it includes things you are not familiar and experienced with. A powerful method for determining exactly what to do is to copy people who are already successful. This way you are not stuck trying to figure it all out on your own, using only the experience and tools you have accumulated. 4. Repeating habits. Everything you think and do is based on habit. You can label it good or bad, but it is habitual. If you do nothing to these self-perpetuating habits that you have accumulated, They will just keep on going and get stronger and stronger. Habits are just a series of thoughts and actions that are tied together and automatically played like a computer program triggered by specific related circumstance. It is normal for most people to allow them to run automatically. Life would be far more complex if we always made new decisions each time something came up. However, we usually have allowed many things to habitually occur that we are not even aware of, or think we can change. Here the big question becomes, what should you change to, when you want something different than what you now experience? Further, you may question the validity of what you think up for new habits, as to whether they are worth your efforts and will reveal the results you want. The example of others is the most straightforward way to find actions that have desirable results. This is how you learned most of your current thinking and behavior as you have developed up to this point. You just haven't consciously chosen much of it. You can determine what to actually do by looking at the desirable evidence in the life of someone successful. And now make the conscious choice about what you want in your life. Okay, so you have some ideas about the life you want to live. That's usually the easy part. It's coming up with the new effective thinking and behavior that leads to the results you want that can be tricky. Particularly when all your current habits with your collected body of knowledge and experience supports what you now have, not what you want. It will take some determination at first to take command of your thinking from your ego, as it wants to keep the status quo and is protective of your comfort. Soften your doubts and fears about change by finding proven thinking, habits and success traits. Learning from the study of successful people supports your change efforts in a few ways. You will have more confidence and determination in pursuing something that you've seen work. You are not relying only on your existing body of knowledge and experience to create something new. Modeling others is the most natural learning method your brain already possesses. You now can choose what to model based on specific outcomes. Discover things you may not have even thought of yet. Fast-track your growth progresses. Less fear knowing others can and have already done it. Quicker to decide and take action on something with proven results. Less time wasted on indecisiveness and confusion. What to visualize for yourself. Increase your self-awareness and motivation. Improve your positive attitude and self-confidence. Think, what if the auto manufacturers had to reinvent the wheel with each year's new cars? Why do this with your life, when you can use what others have already discovered and proven? Existing successful people are your greatest resource for what you can and should be doing in order to live the success you desire.